that remains to be seen. Now at this stage I would suggest that this little function directed to discuss this event of climate change with the effort of your director and faculty and you individual should run into, first of all in Hyderabad, as an inter-engineering college debate every year, so that we can take a recap of what we talked about a year ago and what we have achieved. I'll come to you how everybody is important. And ultimately, let it become as a sort of lead engineering college to organize a national symposium. Because as far as I know, there is very little going on in the form of concern about climate change, and of course very little being done about what one should be doing about it. So please make a note of it. Try to organize an inter-college debate on this subject matter, and then conveniently plan a national symposium right here. If not in this hall, then somewhere in the open, because openness is the next name or reflection of climate change or the climate. Now there is something very interesting about this word or couple of words, climate change. First of all, over the last few years, it has become fashionable to talk about it, but very little thought really given to it. So much so, and you must have all heard about it, and I'll ask the question from some of you. Have you heard of a forum called COP? What is that? Anybody? From the audience? Anywhere? Anyone? COP is a biannual conference of the top leaders and top entities of the world, national, like Prime Minister, President, and so on. The recent one was last year, COP 26 or something. Very funnily, and this is my projection, COP stands for Conference of Parties, which is attended by all national figures, Prime Minister, Presidents, and some bigwigs, and so forth. And they have they selected theme related to the global warming and all these things, climate change. Happily they shake hands with each other, enjoy 3-4 days of meeting and photographs and all that, and then they bug off. The national leaders they go, leaving the details to be discussed by some scientists and some gatherings and so on and so forth. And they make certain commitments. They come out with projections and promises and steps to be taken, etc., etc. But most of this drama is only for political gains, politically motivated and politicized. So even in the event, nothing comes out of it. The things have remained, or in fact worsened, over the last 20 years or so when COP drama was started, and nothing tangible has been achieved. About 10 years ago, the then COP projected that by the end of century, not by birth, that means 2100, we will arrest the global warming average temperature increase by 1.5 degrees C. Are you aware that this 1.5 degrees C has already taken place? And therefore we are for very worst days ahead, if I can use the adjective very worst. I don't want to use the word worst, because worst is yet to come. Now what is this happening really? You simply talk about 1.5 degree and something like you pick up from here and put it there. It's not that. It's much more than that. So COP has failed and is going to fail year after year because they are not going to do anything. the nations who are supposed to control and who have the means to do that, expertise and means to do that, they are simply sleeping over it. And I am talking of the country like United States. The first generation of derogatory effect or deteriorating effect about climate change. Next come to European countries, United Kingdom and all. Then our brothers who are on the eastern side, Japan and China. And of course our own 140 crore people in India. Every one of this nation, Bharat Mata, has been contributing to worsening of climate, and I will come to that in a little while. Now, I will just start by some of my recollections from the past. First of all, and nothing, private or personal about it. I turned 82 years last December. Okay? And still, it is my concern, I wish that as long as I live, I should be sharing my views and trying to, reinforce some people about certain things. I came to Hyderabad in 1974, 16 May 1974. So on that day this year, I will complete 50 years of my stay, residential and otherwise, in Hyderabad. 50 years. So half the century. Now, I joined BHEL Corporate R&D in 1974 and took up a research project because BHEL at the time was in the process of enhancing their turbogenital rating from about 210 megawatt to 500 megawatt. And there were certain things which were required to be looked into before we could go to that stage of turbogenital single unit rating. So during the process, we had some interaction with BHEL Ramchandrapuram. Ramchandrapuram is a manufacturing unit of BHEL. And at the time they used to manufacture about from various types of switchgear, the turbogenerators from the rating of 110 megawatt and some synchronous motors, etc., etc. Now we from BHEL R&D used to visit Ramchandrapuram off and on, say once in a month or so, driving in our official car or whatever. It was about 20-kilometer journey or driving. As soon as you come out of the main gate of BHEL R&D and start towards BHEL Ramchandrapuram, just about Balanagar, after Balanagar, we would embark on our main road. That main road covering Kukatpalli, Miyapur and beyond up to Ramchandrapuram was a sight to behold. I have never come across a better quality road in my life till then. That 20-kilometer stretch, not only the quality of road, it is just about 25 feet wide road. Sit off this panel. I don't need it. On both sides of the road, there were beautiful water bodies and for miles together. And there were rock formations which had acquired over millions of years a shape of their own. Somewhat they looked like, a buffalo going about with a big mouth. Somewhere it looked like a human figure. And of course, on both sides of the road, stretching for acres, were famous grape gardens of Hyderabad. The famous Anabi grapes, which are now gone completely for the last 20 years. But that was the grape for which Hyderabad was famous. Now all those water bodies and rock formations have gone completely, destroying. And you have got those complete jungles of Kukatpalli Housing Board, etc., etc. Miyapur, which was a quaint little village on the road to Ramchandrapuram, has completely vanished. And you have got their highways and ORRs and connecting roads and high-rise buildings and whatnot. So gone. What I am trying to tell you is that we have not only been able to sustain what it was in the name of good living and the nature around us, or the climate of the city and environment, we have destroyed it beyond redemption. Now I can't go back to those days of my drive, beautiful drive from BHL R&D to Ramchandrapur, 30 kilometers away, on me. And it pains me because I have lived through those beautiful, comfortable, nice years of Hyderabad, for which Hyderabad is famous. Let me tell you that I hail from Rajasthan, which is about 1600 kilometers from Andhra Pradesh. And I have no intention of settling down in Hyderabad other than completing my stint at BHL R&D and go to my home state. But when I came across the life here in Hyderabad, the beautiful leftovers of last Nizam of Hyderabad, including the roads and markets and everything, and of course the Charminar, I decided to stay on here. Now looking back, partially, I feel it was a mistake. Although Rajasthan is no better than Andhra Pradesh, it is probably worse because there are no water bodies like Hussain Sagar here and so on. Now, let me come to some of the issues which are concerning today's topic, that is climate change. I took yesterday's evening to jot down some of the points. First of all, let me tell you that climate change is not a thought or a phenomenon or happening which concerns only the prime ministers and presidents. It concerns every one of us. You, myself, the faculty, your director, everybody. And I will come back at the end to some of the points where every one of us can help in climate change. Now climate change or climate being just one word, English word, we still talk everything related to climate as climate, C-L-I-M-A-T, climate. Are you aware that climate in Hindi is called Jalvayu? That means Jal means water, Vayu means air. So the primary concern of ours should be how at least to preserve. Please stop talking, or I will stop talking. I want to understand those who do not want to listen and are getting bored, please walk out, I don't mind. But if I am speaking, you keep quiet. Or if you want to speak, then come to the dais and speak from here. I will leave the mic to you. Okay? So that should be our primary concern. Not only that, the Mughals who ruled this country, unfortunately I would say, for hundreds of years, they added the Farsi or Urdu equivalent of Jalvayu as Aab Hawa. Aab once again means water and Hawa means air. So for time immemorial, for centuries, people have been concerned about Jalvayu, Aab Hawa and therefore climate. But what has happened? Over those very centuries, instead of respecting these vital elements of life, we have been ruining them off. Talk of the water crisis. If you are into a habit of checking at least the headlines of the day from various media, for internet, Just look at what's happening in Bangalore. It's on the verge of exodus of people from Bangalore because there is no water left, even for drinking. Now, look at the contradiction. When the Congress-led government came in Karnataka, the big wigs, promised to take the votes and elected. They promised 5 guarantees, which included free bus travel by the ladies, then subsidy on gas, cooking gas, some 2,000 and petty cash for everybody, rupees per month, etc., etc. Nowhere they stood out to promise that for next 5 years we guarantee you clean drinking water, at least if not for the toilets. No one. They kept quiet. In the previous 10 years or so, ruled by either BJP or whatever, the damage was done. Irreparable damage by indiscriminately granting the construction of those high-rise buildings for development of software, etc. Why? Because we wanted to complete, if not beat, the Silicon Valley of California. The same thing is more like happening here. I'll come back to that later on. Now, this is not working towards climate change or control of climate. Like every mother of every one of us can tolerate this much, but not this much. The same applies to Mother Earth, which nobody is bothered about, let me tell you. Now, let's come to the damages which have taken place so far to ruin the climate, because it's very necessary to synthesize the matter in order we can proceed to take some corrective measures. In the last just 5 years, not more than that, what has happened? Can anybody just name the devastations which have taken place last 5 years in the planet or on the planet? No. No, please give the mic to the people maybe in point. Speak up.
Rise in temperatures.
Huh?
Rise in temperatures. Rise in temperatures.
Okay, rise in temperature. Okay. Then the things which have been obvious, because temperature rise can still be ignored. Okay, I am sitting in my air conditioned room or bed, I don't care what's happening outside. But apart from that, at global level, I am talking of global level. Floods. Very right. Anything else?
Disasters,
Landslides.
wildfire,
Anything else?
wildfire,
Seasonal changes.
forest fire.
Forest fires.
And COVID.
Huh?
COVID has taken place.
COVID. I will come to the COVID next time. Next. Rising sea level, of course.
Technology development.
Technology development is not for climate change. Now let me list some of the things which I jotted down. Number 1, of course, is untimely heavy rain giving rise to floods all over. Nobody heard of these kind of rains in countries like Japan, America, and indeed even in India. Now please stop talking, otherwise I'll walk off. I'll request some of the faculty members to please go stand there and stop them from talking. There is no way of communication. I have clearly said those who are not interested in the talk and getting bored please leave the hall. I don't mind. It is better to address to 10 concerned people rather than 200 people who are not bothered. So, untimely rains and it is causing havoc. At the same time, the reason for the drought in Karnataka or Bangalore is because there were no rains. Obviously, something has gone wrong somewhere in the final balance of picture of rain versus no rain. Then landslides. Our own Joshimat and Uttarakhand. How can you forget that? And how it came about. You see, let's not get into it, but let's talk about the devastation only. Earthquakes. The frequency of earthquakes taking place all over the planet has increased considerably. Here and there, everywhere. Wildfires, somebody mentioned that. Tornadoes. In Canada and America, the number of tornadoes have increased over the last few years. Melting of glaciers and the rise of sea level. It is projected that by 2050, we still have just about 26 years to worry about. By 2050, Maldives, Mauritius, they will be thing of past history. Even Bombay, the great island that it's supposed to be, will be drowned. Very few buildings in that area beyond that gate, they will be visible. This is history of affairs. And let me here mention something very disturbing that came to my knowledge or to me. Antarctica has now become a tourist spot. You know that? This year only, 2024, it is expected that 300,000 tourists will be visiting Antarctica by way of big jumbo jets carrying 700-800 tourists at a time, or by ships. The ships will be carrying some 1,000 to 1,500 tourists going to Antarctica to see what the beautiful climate or the cold country is. In the process, the homeland, Antarctica, that is supposed to be homeland of penguins, they are dying. The seals are dying because the lakes disappear by the melting of snow. There is no way the seals can get their fish as of food. Seals are dying. In fact, the biggest mistake that ever happened about Antarctica, in which our own India was a party, was to go in search of this or that and put up a camp there. See, the nature, the climate and nature which are interrelated, the nature demand is that if you leave it, just do not disturb. You leave it as it is. The deep forest, the Himalayas, the sea ocean. Now, do you know that now there is a debate going on deep sea mining? What for? To get some rare earth metals or something extracted from at the sea level. I think this is the most foolish thing to do after exploring other mines and things just for the sake of few industrialists and so on. Not do. Now, these are some of the, natural disasters which I have mentioned. There were so many. The latest one is Iceland. If you have been tracking the news, Iceland, where there are some 150 volcanoes, they have suddenly become very active. The lava is simply coming up as fountains and moving towards cities. So the people are evacuating their homes which they are seeing burning because of lava and running away. So much so that day before yesterday, The government of Iceland has declared a national emergency in Iceland, leaving people to themselves. You can't do anything. Because who can fight lava? You can fight floods, you can fight tornadoes, but not lava. You see that some 10,000 degrees centigrade as the temperature. Now this has been happening in just last 3 years. Up to December last year, Iceland had experienced 3 major lava. Lava flew to the houses just like that, like water. Now that is all natural disaster. What are we doing here? The man-made disasters towards climate change or destroying the ecology and climate of the planet. Number one, I'll tell you, the so-called high-rise buildings all around. Every city in the country, almost every city with a population of some few lakhs and so on, is boasting about high-rise buildings. Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi of course, and other cities in north. And taking pride in announcing that we have got 25, 30, 35 stories buildings coming up. That's natural disaster number one. Number two, unplanned constructions of highways, ORRs, and all these things. There are 140 crore people in this country, out of which 80 crore people, 70 to 80 crore people do not know or do not understand what is ORR and how to drive on this. So how many people are making use of it? For which about 20% of national wealth has been pumped into. Recently, I happened to go to MGIT, one of the engineering colleges here, where I was professor in head of department, property department, for 3 years, 2003 2006. Beyond Ganga House, going towards this lake, what is the lake near there? Gandipet. It was a pleasure. And you take a right, sorry, a sort of right turn and you are in MGIT, CBIT campus. So I was there. From my office on the second floor, if I just move out in the gallery, I could see Gandipet lake. Now even if I go right up the shore of Gandipet, I may not be able to see Gandipet. That's the level of encroachment and construction activity and so on and so forth. And believe me, my God, normally I am not here, but here, on both sides of the road, touching the ORR once again, enormous high-rise buildings have come up, which go as high as 55 to 60, 70 stories. Can you believe? Each story is about independent apartment, 6 to 7,000 square feet. Okay? And each one costing about 15 to 20 crores of rupees. How has it come about and who has permitted that? If it is GNCC and so-called town planning department so on, I would say all of these authorities should be put behind bars without question, because they have committed a real crime against the city, against the climate of the city, and of course against the Mother Earth per se. A criminal offense. You know what does it mean? Each of those buildings are having multitude of lifts or elevators where people go for every activity from ground floor to the 22nd or 30 or 35, 50 floor. How much electricity or electrical energy is wasted in the process of lifting people unnecessarily from ground floor to various floors? Enormous. How much much electricity is provided in the corridors or these downways of these buildings to get them illuminated 24 hours for people to avoid. So against the law of nature and against the way the God designed us, the bipeds, we are going the opposite direction. Instead of walking horizontally forward, we are trying to go up and taking pride in it. We are committing national offense. And most of those people who have bought those apartments, they are so-called NRIs, who provide money for running the government here in India. In terms of the times of Rajas and Maharajas residences, they are no better than city maniyas, because they are not doing anything else other than providing money, 2,000 crores, 1,000 crores, etc., etc. So all this has caused an enormous cost. And you mark my word, if this awareness and the process and the thought process continues, in 50 years' time or so, when the problem really becomes unmanageable, there will be an alternative form of GHMC and town planning department. You know what would they do? They would raise all those buildings, high-rise buildings, irrespective. And they will use that space for storing rainwater to provide the water for the population of the city. This is a matter of time. Now, having said that, let me just share some ideas with you. Number one, if you wish to be well informed, and I emphasize the word well, not just informed, and not by the local media or your government agencies and Department of Information, etc. Please visit BBC website at least twice a day. Is there on the internet, and most of you are aware of the potential of internet today. Visit that site. One of the most important, well-designed and fascinating website today in the world is BBC. And BBC is now nearly 100-year-old. It started as a sort of broadcasting service for radios and later on television and so on and so forth. Now, if you visit website, BBC homepage, you will come across, other than the routine political and other news, there is a stream which is devoted completely to climate change. So they bring out the issues concerning climate change today. I think the ladies are all doing whatever you should understand. But make it slow. Now, it's on the website, the four-sided broadcasting service it is, toward the end, toward the bottom, they cover the various news items in different world languages, including Hindu, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Urdu, Japanese, Iraqi, everything about 50 languages. So if you click on that, apart from the blah 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 of BBC worldwide, you will come to know what's happening in your own country in your language. And it is fantastic. I have been a user of BBC site for last 20 years, I think, and never have regretted that. Before that, of course, my exposure to BBC has been abroad, but let's not talk about it. So please make a note of that, and BBC will keep you up to date about climate change, which is the theme of today's topic or event. Now, BBC also has a passion for publishing on their website a fantastic pictures about the devastation taking place. earthquakes, including Hiroshima, everywhere they go. And they bring out your pictures, color pictures. And some of them I have downloaded myself and made a collection of them for my use and information. Now what I would request your director and some of the active faculty members, for the last 10 years at least, you can go to their site. Please pick up your pictures, all of them. Enlarge them in 2 feet by 1.5 feet size. Laminate them and put them everywhere where you can put them. In your corridors, in your director's office, and the main entrance, the lobby, and everywhere. Let people look at what is happening in the name of climate change and the deterioration of the planet. I am sorry to say, but this is the situation today. Your planet Earth is dying. It's a matter of time. I may not be there, of course. Some of you also may not be in existence, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. But an end of the planet is bound. And nothing can be done because some of the damages which have occurred, they cannot be reversed. If only we can sustain. Sustainability is another thing. So sustain. If we can sustain, we should be lucky. Now in this respect, people also fashionably talk about 3 R's. What are the 3 R's? Of which he's gone. Tell me. The class is 3 R's about which every faculty, everybody takes pride to convey to the students and everywhere. The so-called reuse, recycle, reuse, etc., etc. Today, the 3 words, 3 R's which are important are: number 1, refuse; number 1, revive or revise. Okay. And number 3, where is number 3? Now, by using the word refuse, I want to emphasize that today the mankind, and particularly our own, our own people particularly, they do not have the habit of saying no. It is always yes. Have you noted this? Yes, sir. Have you taken this note of this? Yes, sir. But do you agree there? Yes, sir. Nowhere that power of dissent, which is very important to make you an individual, from where everything flows from your mindset. That word is the most powerful word if ever one can use it judiciously. So by refuse, no. There are advertisements coming every day in the newspaper, full page newspaper. I don't know who pays for them. That's probably the latest cell phone available from Samsung and all that. As much discount to exchange value, etc. And some of them, they know the potential customers, so they personally send the messages. Why don't you go for this? And you take your old one back. They give you this much discount. So thank you. I'm happy with what I have got here. You keep your this new phone to yourself. What will happen? All those agencies and industries who are making millions of dollars at your cost will go bankrupt. So there are no buyers. Right now what's happening? As soon as the new offer comes, whether you like it or not, offer exchange. Wasting your hard-earned money. So please get into seeing that. Refine or revise. Everything today asked for that should call for it. If you can revise or refine your old outfit, your dress or whatever, please do that. Because by doing that, you are cutting down on the energy which will be required to generate the alternative you are going for. Very important. So do that. Now, I think I should be showing my camera more than 30 minutes. Now, I will just read out a few things. Everybody has got a statistic tendency. Yeah, if something is bad is happening, I'm not responsible for that. What do I do? It's your job to take care of that. Please quiet for just 2 minutes. So in the context of climate change and climate control, what you can do, which I have been doing, and I want to share that thought process with you. Number one, please listen carefully. I am not going to visit you again, nor these points will come to you from any other quarter. Number one thing is, go solar for all your energy requirements as far as possible. Okay, that's possible now. Then next is change over to LEDs for your illumination in the household or anywhere. Why? Because the future of energy on this planet is only solar energy. Or there are other forms, but they are not important. And the design and the requirement for illumination will be 100% going to be made only by LEDs. No other form of fixture or activity. Then the next thing is, and there is a meaning attached to it, switch off. We Indians, particularly the housewives in the house, they only know one thing, switch on. It is very important to switch off. And for that reason only, if you notice in your house, this is very bad. I am not very happy about this blah blah going on there. Please, faculty member, I request you to send them out, those who are talking. In terms of common general manners, it is a disgrace. I have told you that if you are not interested, if you find my talking boring, there is no compulsion of your sitting here. Just excuse yourself quietly from the back door. Now till this whispering dies down, I am not going to say anything. Instead I will close my shop and move away. Thank you.
Please pay attention. Those who are whispering there, please stop doing that.
What I am telling you, this you will not get on any internet or any site. And you remember these things when you become a little more mature and go into your jobs and career and so on and so forth. And of course run your household. Get married and have family and so on and so forth. So switch off, as I said, any appliance which is not in use. Particularly for light and fan, you know that as a matter of convention, the switchboards are provided or fixed next to the door and at a convenient height, 4 feet and a half feet, 6 inches. What does it mean? It means that when you enter, then only you switch on the light which you need in the room. And when you go out, switch off the light. Now those who are living with their family, parents and sisters and brothers and so forth, please emphasize this point to your household members, your mothers and your sisters and so on, who are very slack about it. Switch off. Similarly, your mothers, every middle class household today has got multitude of electrical appliances. Some of them or rather most of them, they are misused or not properly used. Please use them properly. Then in the bathroom or in the kitchen, the tap from where your water comes, please open only half tap. Never open full tap. But the amount of water that flows from that half tap position to full tap open position is enormous compared to the first half. So use first half to open the tap of first half. Any leak of water from any tap should be immediately attended to. Every drop matters, I am telling you. And I have experienced in my own personal life in my house. Those who are engineers here, they are going to get degree and call themselves engineers, whether they are electrical plant or mechanical or artificial intelligence or whatever. Learn to attend to these small repairs. How to avoid the leaking from the water leaking. How to change the washer. Worst come to worst, how to change the entire movement of the tap properly. And ultimately, how to remove the tap and fit a new one, which has become bad. I request your Madam Director to have a workshop, the student workshop in your college, where you provide all the tools from pliers to screwdrivers, and let the students in their office off time indulge in that. So do that, and you will be the beneficiary, unlike the fellows who are suffering in Bangalore. All of you are having cell phones, laptops. It is very important and recommended by even the company at the end of the day in the night, shut down your laptop. Never leave in sleep position, because during sleep setting also it keeps consuming electricity. It comes on your battery. So do not do that. If your texts are not very important, shut it down. Cell phone charging. Please use solar cell phone chargers now available. Instead of plugging your charger into the socket. Why? Because
Hey.
there is a very technical reason, which probably electrical engineers in your faculty, electrical engineer faculty, may better appreciate. The microampere charging current at 1.5 volt output of the charger is reflected, milliampere, is reflected as microampere on the primary side of the rectifier transformer at 230 volt. And that current is not recorded by the energy meter fitted in the house. So you are really cheating the electric supply company by not paying for that bit of charging current. Now each cell phone you multiply by crores, as per the estimate of the government of India, and very proud of it. More than 60 crores people are having their own cell phones, smartphones and whatever. I don't have one. I very no cell phone. I have only landline connection. So just multiply 60 crores by only 10 milliampere that you are taking for charging in your cell phone. Reflected to 230 volt and then 400 volt and then going back to the thermal power station. You are cheating by crores of rupees every day the utility, which is supposed to provide you electricity, which is supposed to be charged from you at your charging meter. So, please use solar charger, and those who are innovative, once again, make your own solar charger. It's very simple. 2 photo cells at the top, a small chargeable battery, and then you connect it to your charger. Finish. You are not using a utility at all, and it will give you a pride, once again, of saving electricity, which takes enormous cost at the powerhouse to generate 1 kilowatt or 8 kilowatt. And finally, I want to emphasize on one thing which God has given you as a gift, and that is your legs. So walk, literally walk the distance, and I am telling you how to do that. All of you are having the motorcycles and cars and so and so forth. Yes or no? Yes, I see that. Stop 1 kilometer away from the campus. Park your vehicle there, and from there walk down to the campus. Faculty and all admission, car drivers and everything. Those who are having cars, put them in the garage. Use 2-wheelers. Those who are having 2-wheelers, put them in your port somewhere. Use cycles. Those who are not having cycles, walk. Very important. Because by that, you are going to save enormous energy which goes into running your car, whether it's petroleum or diesel or electric or oil. Very important. And let me tell you that there is a fundamental relationship between the climate of the planet and the energy level. There has to be a proper balance between the two. If you use too much of energy, you are again indirectly stressing the planet, which results in so many things, so many disasters. So conserve the use of electricity, and that's where I have recommended the use of solar energy. If you invite me but ready to listen to me, I will be too happy to share with you a 35-slide PPT on solar energy and how to use it and make your life happier and more comfortable and climate friendly. So thank you very much.